Welcome to your Daily Revolution podcast. Today's topic, you are in charge. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. My name is Setema, Gali, the founder and creator of the Prosperity Revolution, a global movement that helps you to get out of scarcity and into prosperity every single day. A movement where people have value, things do not, where money is a result of helping people, where you're rewarded for creating value for others, and where prosperity is not the result of luck, but a predictable steps and formulas, and where happiness is the ultimate goal. Oh, it's been a minute since I've been on the podcast. It took about 3 months of no podcasts. And I might share what that reason is in another one, but today we're talking about spring break. So let's dive in. If you're listening for the first time, I appreciate you listening. These podcasts are meant to help you have daily sparks and ignitions of change and transformation to see more clearly so you can really live the life that makes you happy, fulfilled, and brings you purpose. So, we were going to do a spring break trip. Every year we pride ourselves on doing a great spring break trip where we go somewhere with the boys, create unforgettable memories, right? One of our things, create unforgettable memories. But this spring break was different because I asked my boys, hey, what do y'all want to do? We were going to go to Orlando, and they're like, Dad, I'd actually be okay. And I could tell they were a little hesitant because maybe they thought we wanted to go somewhere for spring break. But the fact is, spring break's about where the kids want to go. It's for them. And my boys were like, Dad, I'm okay staying home. And I'm like, say that again. I'm okay staying home and just training and working out and hanging out. Now, when they say those words, training, working out, and hanging out, though, that's like music to my ears because I love to train and work out. I love to do speed work and agility on the field. I love to do plyos in the gym and weightlifting in the, just really helping them to push. Music to my ears. So spring break starts and we start to train and get up early and we go to the gym and then we're on the field and we're just really putting in this work. And on the way home, right, one of my sons was emotional. I was pushing him hard in the gym. And again, I have high standards in the gym. Even if you're a newbie, like there's a certain way to lift. There's a mindset that you've got to put on. Yeah, we have fun, but we don't walk into the gym and go through the motions. And I was pushing my son extra hard and he got emotional, got teary-eyed, and, he left for a few minutes. And I'm like, man, my son is like me. I get emotional. So if I feel like someone's coming hard at me, like when I was younger, and if a teacher or an adult figure, someone that I had respect for came at me hard and maybe chastised me, it would hurt and I'd get emotional and I would cry off. Well, my son's doing the same thing. I'm like, oh man, my son's got what I got. Right? Very sensitive, very emotional. So he comes back when we're in the car and I'm like, hey, what happened? What happened? And he goes, oh, it wasn't you, Dad. It was just something with, my brother. And I'm just, I've got this job and my son's got a job now. He's 15 and he's starting to work part-time and he's, they want to work and make money. And as I listened to him, it was very clear to me what was going on, right? He had a meaning about what was happening, almost as if life was happening to him and things were happening against him and he almost felt helpless. And what came out was like, son, you're in charge. Like, you're in charge of this. You create the meanings, which create the emotions and feelings, which then create how we behave. And it was like, you're in charge, bud. And I love having these conversations with my sons where we can just have some real honest conversations, transparent conversations, and we can talk about anything, and I mean anything, right? From women, sex, faith in God, money, how to make money, why we teach and do what we do, the lessons why we do what we do in life. And it was amazing, right? It's like, you're in charge, son. And remember that. And I'm like, remember, you are in charge. And then, of course, we talk about future and everything else. So, well, why does this matter to you listening to this? Because my message to you is that you are in charge. Now, regardless of where you've come from, regardless of what's going on in your life, regardless of how you're feeling, regardless of all of these things, regardless of the circumstance you're in, regardless of a bankruptcy or maybe a spouse cheated on you, regardless of what's going on with politics and the government. I'm here to tell you right now, you, my friend, are in charge. Now, there are things outside of our control that can do a lot of shaping and shifting for us. But I'm telling you right now, you are in charge. Now, how does this apply to your physicality? My friends, if your body looks a certain way, or you have low energy, or you're not feeling good, well, you're in charge. You have the power to go do something spiritually. I don't believe that God put us on this earth to be average. I don't believe that. And even if you're like, well, I don't believe in God, and that turns me off. Well, I don't believe that we are these microorganisms, right? These living creatures on this ball of mud and clay called earth, that we're just meant to just exist. I really believe that the human body, as human beings, there's a greater purpose and a greater plan for us. And if you believe that, it really shifts how you feel and how you approach your day. You're in charge, and you get to rewrite and reprogram and rewire the way you've been trained, taught, and educated. Relationally, if your marriage isn't where you want it to be, my goodness, what are you doing about it? If you're not like just madly in love with your spouse, and you're not really trying to show up, and you're just not like loving being a parent, like not all the time. There's times where I just need to sit in my truck and take 20 minutes. There's times where I just need some me time. I get that. But man, you're in charge of how you show up as a parent. You're in charge. Like you get to figure out how to show up and react and respond when your children and or your spouse and or things in your personal relationships aren't going the way you want them to go. You're in charge. And of course, financially. One of my mentors, I listened to him recently. He's a good friend of mine. The man has really impacted my life. And I love what he said. He goes, look, if you're not like prospering and succeeding in life in 2022, you are really irresponsible. And it's true. Man, it's 2022. We got cell phones and there's experts everywhere, and there's courses everywhere, and there's knowledge everywhere. Like there is no lack of how to. And I want to let you know, if you're not succeeding, well, you're irresponsible and you are in charge. Like you got what you got right now because of what you chose in the past. And if you want something different, my goodness, let's go get it. So what does this mean for you, my friend? You're in charge of your life. You're in charge of your marriage. You're in charge of your home. Yeah, I know there's things going on politically right now outside of our control. There's a lot of things we can do to speak up and to take a stand and to not just stay quiet and silent. Again, I post some things politically. I definitely have some strong beliefs about what's going on in the government, but I know that I'm going to be in charge of my life, my world, my bank account, my health, my fitness, my purpose, my direction, what happens in my marriage, what happens in my home, what happens in my company, what happens in our other organizations and investments. And you, if you'll take that same approach for you, like stop being a victim. Go do something today that lets the world know and lets the universe know and lets everyone else know. Most importantly, lets you know that you have the power to change. At any given moment, at any given time, you've always had the power to change. You've always had the power inside of you, and you are in charge if you'll access that power and activate it every single day. All right, if this has been helpful for you, go ahead and tag me, share it, take a screenshot, and let me know. And listen, I got an invite coming for you here. We are opening up our group coaching once again. We're opening this up to the public, and it is our weekly huddle call. Like, who's in your huddle? So we'll be sharing those links and as we launch that out. But listen, you're in charge. Have an amazing day, and I'm going to continue my spring break with my sons this week. I'm out.
This is your daily revolution. Live in prosperity, we show you how to do it. There's no luck about it, we got the strategic blueprint. This is your daily revolution. You already know. And if you don't, then check my resume. Turning pressure into possibilities every day. We all can win and live our unique purpose. We change our mindsets and put the work in. This is your daily revolution. Daily revolution. 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 Your daily revolution podcast. Ha!